morning, everyone. Well, for those of you that I have not met yet, my name is Virginie Clément, and I'm the CEO and founder of STM Aircraft. So I'm actually quite thrilled to be part of this conference today. I've met so many enthusiastic people over the last 2 days that it's been really amazing. Eric Sarrazin presented to me the conference, and we thought it would be quite a good addendum to bring information about how to optimize your flying within a group of such extensive travelers as you are. So, before I go to the presentation, let me just ask you a question. Who of you have already been in a private jet? Okay. And who has not done so yet and would love to? Great. Well, I hope that I can give some information then. I'll be talking about a business aviation update, where we're at, what it all brings, and how to make it work for you. So maybe just briefly about me. I founded STM Aircraft to help clients in the world of business aviation. And I used to work for manufacturers such as Hawker Beechcraft and Gulfstream. So I come from the aircraft acquisition world. Now, there are several business models in aviation nowadays. And so you need to define which one is actually the good mix for you, if any. And from there, I've seen that a lot of people are wondering how to make this happen. So I've developed a systematic approach, which I have called the STM Smart Flying System, and that I will be able to present to you now. And that will be able to give you a clear vision about how you fly. So let's dive in. A bit of an update. There's a Nexa study that came out end of 2017 showing that business aviation users outperform non-users, improving earnings at a rate of 50% higher. They also are 3 times more efficient to generate income and increasing productivity of assets. To me, it's not only about business aviation itself, it's also about the people that are users, that are very much opportunity-driven, and that will make sure to go for it and make it a success. Another information that appeared in the Daily Mail article in October, a title stated, "Private jet demand soars to highest level ever." Well, over 2016 to 2017, the private flights have been up 4%, and 6% only in December. So why is this? Let's go to see the main takeaway of business aviation, what it brings. So the first and most obvious one is time saving. Of course, over a non-stop flight, you can already save 2 hours. And then by being able to go directly into a remote location closer to where you need to go, you'll be able to save much more time. Improve productivity. You have an entire office set up in the aircraft with also communication possibility. Strategic transaction acceleration due to your ability to be more responsive and take any strategic opportunity. Protection of intellectual property. Typically, if you fly with a team, they will be able to work together and make sure that they are in a confidential environment. Improve customer retention or capture by being faster to respond to your clients' needs and being able also to make them having a great experience, bringing them into your jet, will make you have more clients. Risk management and employee safety and security. Well, I think you've all read that Tim Cook, Apple's boss, is now obliged to use a business jet also when he travels privately. The fact that you have a complete control over the aircraft, over the crew, the passengers on board, the maintenance, it reduces the risk. Direct travel expense, so car rentals, hotel nights, meals, and all that, then you'll be saving that. Increased personnel retention. By having motivated people, you will have less people leaving the company and reducing those costs. So people think that business aviation is quite expensive, but with all the various options and services that are out there, if you just define your travel strategy correctly, you can really optimize it and monitor your costs. So which is the best mix for you? Let's see out the different models. So starting at the top, single ownership, so being an owner of an aircraft, offers to you full flexibility while having fixed cost. Shared ownership offers to you a high flexibility, but you do have to be a bit more engaged in flight planning and look at your cost split that you'll do. Then there's these membership and card programs that are typically offered by NetJets or VistaJets. They will require a bulk payment upfront, which is sometimes very convenient for companies. Usually, though, the hour rate is a bit higher. Then another option is private jet charter. It goes via broker or via web or applications, and it's a pay-as-you-fly. You may be able to use some empty legs. The only issue that you may have is repositioning of flights and return may be included in the costs. Then the newest arrival in this business model is scheduled private jet flights, which brings the advantage of time saving, but with fixed in time and destination. In Europe, we have Surf Air and Jet Class that typically offers that. So, for those of you who have already been flying, would you be keen to know how to define your travel strategy? So, this is a formula that I've set up by having a lot of clients coming up and wanting to know what was the best mix for them and how to optimize it and make it even better. So I'll go the first time through expressing your current travels, finding out what you do, how do you do it now. Then the next step will be analyzing your future travels with an outlook 2 to 3 years up front. What new business will you have? Do you have a new passion that brings you to travel at specifically remote places? Then we'll take into consider your wish list. So what is your dream travel look like? Sometimes it may differ to your needs, and it's good to take that into the mix. From these three, I'll be able to draft 2 to 3 business case for you, with costs, pros and cons of each of them. This will allow you and give you the tool to make your decision and define how you want to go. Once you've done that, we'll set an implementation strategies with deadlines, meetings, and all the cost, and having it really set up and ready for you to go. So this is exactly a solution for you if you're a high-frequency traveler or a business person that's concerned about getting the most out of your travels. It will give you objective tools to support your decision-making and plan for your travels. Now, you may not be sure if it's really worth it. A friend of mine who is CFO of a very large company, he came to me one day and he said, I've been looking over the last years of our management travels. They've been spending over 6 million per year. He was, business aviation is so expensive, it's amazing. And so I suggested that I have a look into the invoices and how they do it. We've implemented that, and he's been able to bring that number down to 2 million. So this is really, I must say, luckily for business aviation users, this is one of the worst cases I've seen. But usually, these analyses will be able to bring you at least 10%, but usually it goes to 35% of your flight expenses per year.
Well, that was fabulous. Please put your hands together for Virginie. Thank you.
Thank you very much.